Hello and welcome to the Kitchen Knitter Podcast. My name is Suzanne and I live in Cheshire in the northwest of England with my husband. And this is my little place on the internet where I show you what I've been knitting and sometimes sewing. It is Monday the 12th of May and it's Monday evening. It's coming up to around about 8 o'clock. My husband is out, so I've taken this opportunity to show you my progress. But first of all, what am I wearing? I am wearing, now I'm sure I'm not pronouncing this right, but Jakers by Isabel Kramer, and I look back on my for whatever reason, I came across one of my old videos and I started this jumper in May last year. Oh, this is shameful. However, I did stop knitting it when it got a bit warm, and actually I'm wearing it tonight, and even though it's raining and a bit dull out there, it is very warm, but it is a lovely jumper, and I'll stand up and show you because I decided I've not brought the pattern down, but I have shown it many times. I decided to just not let it right down. I was going to not so much crop it, I was just going to stop at a certain point. And this is where I've stopped. And I'm not sure I made the right decision because it's a bit gappy. And I think for once I have probably knitted it too big. But it's got gorgeous detail on the cuff, obviously on both cuffs, and detail around the yoke. And I've spoken about this many times. It is a most gorgeous wool. I've blocked it and it is so soft. And I'm wearing a short sleeve dress, and it's not itchy at all, but it is very warm. So I think I might just slip it off. But it is gorgeous. I knitted it in woolen twine yarn. I've spoken about, I think it was it 50% Shetland, 50% Romney, and it is the most gorgeous pattern. And you know, it was so easy to do because without giving too much away, the pattern was in little sections, but it started with a purl and ended with a purl, so you didn't need stitch markers. As long as you'd knitted so far and got to the purl, you were okay. And I thought it was a wonderful pattern, and it's just so lovely. But I'm not sure that I think maybe for the weight or whatever, it would have hung better if I'd knitted it longer. So note to self, don't make any moderations because you're not very good at it. But so if I want a crop jumper look or a crop cardigan, look for a cropped cardigan or pattern jumper. However, it was a bit of an experiment, and I got, this took 3 skeins with a bit left over, so I bought 5 skeins, so I've got 2 skeins left over. I think in my last podcast I said I'm hoping to get the sleeve out of this other ball, and I did, and it feels, it just feels so lovely. It's gorgeous. I would buy this wool again. It is expensive and it comes from Germany, but I would buy it again because I've been knitting for a long time, but I'm not a very experienced knitter because I'm not very adventurous. I'm not very creative. So, but this just, the yarn just is not, you know, it just doesn't show any defects, is what I'm trying to say. It's just gorgeous. There are a couple of mistakes in there. I've got little holes there where but it's just absolutely gorgeous. But it is very warm, so I shall save that for the autumn, I think. But it's such a lovely pattern. So on the back of that, I'm going to put my glasses on now. On the back of that, and I finished one, so I can cast on another one. And this is I've got a basket full of. I am going to knit another Isabel Kramer pattern called, well, Tresse, I don't know, Tresse, and it is gorgeous. And I'm going to knit it that length. I'm not going to make any alterations or whatever. I'm going to, you know, do what the experts say and just knit the pattern. And the pattern calls for Biche en Bouche, Les Petits Lambswool and Les Petites Silk Mohair. So I went up to my wonderful local yarn shop, Tangled Yarn, because I got a notification to say that they'd had a whole new delivery of Biche en Bouche, and I chose this colour. I wanted to knit, this one is knitted in light grey and grey beige held together. The light grey in the lamb's wool and the silk mohair in the grey beige, but they didn't have the grey beige silk mohair. It was coming. So because I wanted it now, I chose this one. And this is, it's Biche en Bouche, probably murdering that, and that's the mohair. And this is they're both soft green, so I'm not altering the colour. And I have literally just cast on, and it's knit top down, so the markers are there for the raglan, but this, I'm honest, I'm just trying to show you the colour really, rather than what I've done, which is a very small amount. But that is a new cast on, and I just love this colour. Gorgeous. I'm not a summer knitter. I don't particularly like tees and short sleeved things, knitted things. They're just not me. So this will be a gorgeous autumn make, I think. So if I spend the summer making things for the autumn, I will be ahead of the game, as they say. So that's the pattern. It's gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. So that's my new cast on. An update on the Krenaken. I keep wanting to call it the Herkle-Durkle shawl. It's not the Herkle-Durkle shawl, it's the Krenaken shawl. I have been knitting a bit on that, and this is my progress. Now I'm hoping to have this finished so I can take it. We're going to Carcassonne next month, and I'm thinking, you know, we're up. As far as I can remember, I went to Carcassonne as a teenager, so that's a long time ago, and it's kind of high up, and I think it was a bit cool sometimes. So I'm wanting to take this. So you can see I have made some progress. I've got to do, I think it's 24 of these little pattern repeats, and I'm more than halfway. So I need to get on with that. But it is so lovely. It is so lovely. And I am knitting the Krenaken shawl, I think that's how you pronounce it, by Liz Cork. This one here, with the lovely pattern and this is just garter stitch. And I'm knitting the medium. There's 3 sizes, and I'm knitting the medium, which takes 2 skeins. And of course I'm knitting it. This needs no introduction. I'm knitting it in Les Family Yarns Herkle-Durkle, which is a gorgeous pink. And as I've said before, speckled to perfection. And that's how it is coming up. It's so lovely. And it was dyed by Gaynor from Tales from Cuckoo Land as a guest dyer at Les Family Yarn, and Sandra Paul from the Cherry Heart podcast has been a guest dyer since. But they've Les Family Yarn are on a holiday, so their website isn't open, I think, for a couple of weeks. But look at that, it's gorgeous in my Sherry Iris bag. I've started turning them down rather than closing them up again, like having little tubs. But it's a very beautiful bag. All Sherry's bags are beautiful. I've had this a while now. This is gorgeous. So that's a work in progress. Another work in progress is my Stockholm slipover. And after a shaky start, which I've talked about, it's a very difficult one to show, really, because the construction is a bit of this and a bit of that. It's not something I've ever done before. But I am now coming down the front there, and I'm starting to shape. You can see it. You can see it coming out to the side there. So I'm shaping. These are the armholes I'm shaping. I've done the back, and you're supposed to get to a certain point and leave the back on needles. And I suspect, I've not read that far into the pattern, but I suspect that you're going to be knitting it in the round, International Sign 4. So we'll see. I'm not very good at reading the pattern through before I start it, which is always my downfall, really. But there we go. And I've spoken about this before, but it is John Albin's Exmoor sock in Buildering Clouds, which is a gorgeous, it's a dark charcoaly grey, and Biche Bouche mohair in medium grey. It is medium grey. So I'll carry on with that. Again, you see, this is not a summer knit. It's something I'll wear in the winter when it over dresses. I only ever wear dresses. I always fantasize about being able to wear a skirt and a little t-shirt and then a lovely cardigan on top. No, I'm not the right shape. Anyway, so that's the progress on the Stockholm slipover, a pattern by Petite Knit. Just dropped a ball of wool on the floor, but it's okay. I will reclaim that later. And then, I'm rattling through these, aren't I? So I've done the Hurkle-Durkle, I've done my new cast on, I've done my, and I've forgotten something. Anyway, I've resurrected another project, and this is it's a pattern, it's a Rowan pattern in one of the magazines, which I've not brought down. In my haste to podcast while my husband was out, I've not brought everything down. But this is out of a magazine. I have shown this before on my podcasts, and it is a very simple sweater. Bear with while I go and get. Oh. So this is what I'm knitting. Just a very simple V-neck little cardigan, and it is in this Rowan book, which is now starting to look a little battered. I've had it a long time. It is Rowan Knitting Magazine number 24. So and it's a Kim Hargreaves pattern, and I am knitting it. That's the only thing, you knit it in pieces. So that's a right front, that's the back, and a sleeve. Now when I got this out, I thought I'd knitted both sleeves, but I haven't. So, but I thought this would be quite a nice cardigan to have. On holiday, we are going to, I think I might have said this already, Carcassonne next month, and I think it will be a nice, useful little cardigan. And I'm knitting it in Hedgerow Yarns, and it is alpaca silk and linen 4-ply in the colourway Graphite, and it is the most gorgeous grey, absolutely gorgeous, and it's got a lovely sheen. So I'm now on the right front. And so I've got this to do, button band and a sleeve, disappointingly a sleeve. So yeah, so hopefully I will finish this in time. We go the middle of next month. I've got, yeah, if I knuckle down and get on with it, I should have it done. My gorgeous woolen nature bag. It's gorgeous linen and hand printed, gorgeous. So that was that. So that's my knitting. I have been, so last week I had last week off work, so we were having some decorating done. So we went off to John Lewis and ordered wallpaper, and somebody came and measured up for curtains, new curtains. And my husband didn't flinch at the cost, which was lovely. But the curtains that we've got in our sitting room are Laura Ashley curtains, and they must be about 30 years old. We've had them 20 years. I bought them second hand in a curtain exchange in Wimslow, which just, the company, the shop doesn't exist anymore. And they're gorgeous, but I thought, no, I'm having, because we had the sitting room decorated, and I kept the curtains, just had them dry cleaned. So this time I'm having new curtains, and yeah, looking forward to that. We're also having the hall stairs and landing decorated, and my craft room. I said to the decorator when he came and he was looking at what we wanted, and I said, would you be able to slosh a bit of emulsion on the walls in here? And he said, no problem. So he's going to slosh a bit. Well, I'm going to buy the paint, because I would like Furrow and Ball skimming stone. And a lovely friend who I've met through Instagram, we haven't met, but I've chatted through Instagram, sent me some beautiful Sanderson fabric that she was going to take to the charity shop. She didn't want any more, but I thought of you when I saw this, and would you like it? Oh, yes, please. And it's beautiful. And I think I will make a Roman blind. I've never made a Roman blind before. I've made curtains, but only for small windows. I'm not going to attempt to, it's quite a large window, our sitting room window. And so I'm going to make a Roman blind, but that's a little way ahead. I've made, so I was off, as I was saying, I was off this week, so we went off to John Lewis, chose the wallpaper, we chose the fabric, and they came and measured up, and I've got into the garden, because this week the weather's been wonderful. It's changed now, it's raining. We had a bit of a thunder. I couldn't say it was a proper storm, but we had thunder and lightning, and it was very windy and rainy yesterday. But that was it really. And it was sunny this morning, and then it clouded over again. And I think that's the pattern for the rest of the week. But I'm back to work tomorrow, which is good. I feel like I've been away forever, because I only work 3 days. So I finish on the Thursday. I take 3 days off in the week, and then I'm coming back a week on the Tuesday. So I've nearly had a fortnight off. It's lovely. We got stuff done, so that was great. I've been sewing. I've made 3 dresses. The usual, not this one. This is a Merchant and Mills Hattie Ellis. I can never remember which one's which. And this is in a Merchant and Mills linen. I made a camber. I think I might have spoken about that one because it was a bit snug. But I've lost a couple of pounds, so maybe in a few weeks it'll fit properly. And I've made a couple of, I made a dress shirt, and I made another one of these in, I think the fabric was called Autumn Seas. So it's a more grey blue than this. Is quite a sort of an indigo blue. It's coming up on the, but the other one is like a grey blue. And I've got some more fabric to make some other dresses. The other thing I had a go at was Flora Lappan. Now her ears are a bit, but this is Flora Lappan. She's what they call the bigger friends, and I thought I'd just like to have a go. So yes, her ears are a bit, but she's got the linen bit there, and she's got the linen on her feet. But you can do this one on the machine because she's got, you know, there's much more material. It can still be a bit fiddly, but yeah, it was okay. It was okay. It's like the fabric is not felt. It's like a linen, and then I made the dress. And she's got a coat to go with this. I think this is her dress and car coat set, but I haven't made the coat yet. But she sits on the settee in the craft room, and she's quite happy. I think I don't think her features are as characterful as Luna's, but maybe that's just the way I've made her. She's kind of looking a little haughty, I think, whereas you look at Luna and you smile, whereas I'm thinking I'm being judged. But I don't know what's gone wrong with those ears, but they are, I think they're too big, but it's the pattern. Yeah, she'll grow into them. So this is, and it was the fabric you got for the dress was a Rose and Hubble fabric, and you got I can't remember what the coat is. I think it's a felt, and it's blue. So I'll have a go. But she's been sewn into her dress. I can't be bothered to faff about with tiny little buttonholes and things. So she's been sewn into her dress. She's not going anywhere. So that seems to be in the last, was it a fortnight since I podcasted, and that's what I've been doing. But I also this week got into the garden because of the nice weather. We've had so much, well, like everybody else in the country, we've had so much rain. I just haven't been able to get into the garden. The weeds have been romping away, but over the week I've put some seedlings in, and I've done some more seeds, and I managed to get the grass cut. In fact, I cut the grass twice, the front grass twice. I've just done a lot of tidying up and pottering. I said to my husband, I said, this must be what retirement is, you know, just me, just pottering and faffing, which is what I do best. And I'm not ready to retire. I only work 3 days a week. But at the same time, I'm thinking this is what it must be. You know, you think, well, I'm not going to get it done today, but maybe I'll get it done tomorrow. And that's what the week was really. It was nice, and we had dinner in the garden 2 evenings running. That was lovely. We don't barbecue. I don't particularly like barbecues, and I'm very happy to cook in the kitchen, and then we set the table outside and sit and have our meal. We had, I think, what did I do? Chili, I think. No, lasagna. No, yeah, lasagna. I made a lasagna, and we had that outside because it was holidays, and there was a nice bottle of wine. And what else did I do? We sat out twice. Oh, one of my favourite meals, yes, it's chicken and chips. Roast chicken, chips, good chips, the triple cooked chips from Waitrose, and a big salad, green salad, and then a tomato salad. And I bought these beautiful French tomatoes from the garden centre. They have a little farm shop. Oh, gorgeous. And I made garlic bread, and it was absolutely lovely. Again, we shared a nice bottle of wine and just listened to the birds' song. They're chirruping away out there now, and it was just lovely. It was really nice. It's been a good week. So yes, I'm back to work tomorrow, and it'll be like I've never been away, I think. But what I also want to say, and I keep saying this, is thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for subscribing. I have had so many new subscribers, and I have had so many new views. I don't know what I've done differently. I don't know. Maybe it's because I'm making the effort to come, you know, more regularly. I don't know. I don't know what's happened, but it's marvellous, and thank you so much. It's lovely. So hopefully I'll be able to come back with more finished items. I'm hoping to have finished my my Kranachan in the Herkeldurkel. And what was the other thing I was knitting? My cardigan, my grey cardigan. But I spent a happy hour this afternoon winding up some more wool for some new projects. I'd like to knit some socks. I've got 2 cardigans. I'd like to knit the Felix cardigan. I did attempt to knit the Felix cardigan probably about a year ago with some wool I wasn't happy with. So I'm now going to knit it with another Aran yarn, which I think I've shown you actually. But anyway, when it's actually on the needles, I'll show you. There's some socks, some sari Nautilon socks, a new pattern by Petite Knit, and something else. I can't remember. But anyway, hopefully they will be on the needles next time I come. It probably will be in a fortnight's time. Realistically, is the bank holiday weekend, and we are going down to my daughter's, my middle daughter's, who lives in Leicestershire. But I could, again, this is quite good actually, podcasting on a Monday evening. It's, you know, it's quite convenient because my husband's at home all day now because he's retired, I've said before, and it's. I would have to put signs up everywhere saying, do not come into the kitchen, do not come through the garage door, do not do this. And that's awful, keeping him out of his house. But I would have to do that because he'd forget. And he's not quiet. He'd be bursting in. Anyway. Thank you for watching. And thank you for subscribing, and thank you for all your lovely comments. I'm trying to catch up with them. They're all lovely. They're all lovely, and thank you so much. Thank you. Bye. Did I actually introduce you? So you're looking really, I can't think of the word, but you don't look happy. I don't know.